Hello again, my Star Trek fans. I'd like to welcome you to yet another video in regards to, well, what's one of my favorite subjects, Star Trek, the original series. What we're going to be looking at today is I'm going to be showing you the history of the long box, the model kit of this beautiful lady, the original, well, not this particular one, this is Polar Lights, but the Enterprise models that we remember from childhood, originally debuted in 1966, and that was the tall vertical box, and that one came with lights where you could light the sensor dome and you could light the top of the bridges. The one that they replaced that with was what they call the long box now. And the long box, they actually put lights in addition to the bridge and to the sensor domes. They had the Bassard collectors lit. The Bassard collector pieces were in clear plastic, and that was colored orange, specifically for lighting the Bassard collectors. And again, they had the lights on the top and the bottom. They had done that for the first issue only. After that, they had reissued the long box, and they had put in the there were different box versions where you could build the entire fleet. That came later. You can get the jacket that was offered, and just a bunch of different things. And that came out originally, let's see, 1968 was the first long box release. I think that's actually where this model was released. This is the AMT, Klingon Alien Battle Cruiser. This one had the electronics and the switch. This one was released in 1968 as well. So without further ado, my friends, we got the 1968 version. We have the first original version of the long box, and we've got the latest edition that was reissued by Round 2 for AMT. So let's take it over to the desk where there's more light, and let's have some fun. Okay, so when it comes to the long box, I figured I'd show you the before and the after. So before the long box, they had the original release. This is not the original release, by the way. Unfortunately, I don't have that one yet. This one is actually in a tin, collector's tin kind of a box, but this is a representation of what the actual original box looked like. You've got the painted illustration of the Enterprise on the front of the box, and this one is embossed. They did re-release this, Round 2, Polar Lights, and it's really cool. I love it when they do the retro boxing. But this is not the original, this is the re-release. And the words Star Trek are also embossed on this particular kit. The bottom is AMT, U.S.S. Enterprise Spaceship Model Kit. This is basically what the front of the box looked like in 1966. And it was the tall version. And obviously you can tell this is not the original when you look at the side and you see Round 2 models. Let's see, what is that, 4073 Megan Beater Court, or Circle, no, Court, yes, South Bend, Indiana. And you can see that this is from Round 2. It actually has the release date on here. Let's see, September 10th, 2009. Item number AMT 640 if you're interested. This one's a lot easier to get than the original release. I'm still looking for the original release to show you guys, to do a complete history of these, but until then, I got to use this to serve. Okay, so that came out in 1966. One of the things that made the kit special, one, it was the U.S.S. Enterprise. Star Trek was on the air. We love the Enterprise. AMT Models had gotten the rights to make all the model kits for the vehicles of Star Trek and the things used in it, like the weapons and the instruments. So what they did was they actually built the Galileo set, the Galileo shuttlecraft, in exchange for the modeling or licensing rights for the ships, the vehicles, and the weapons. AMT would come out with the tricorder, the phaser, the communicator model kit, and I've shown you that in the past. They've come out with the the shuttlecraft, the original long box. I've shown you that. The vehicles, they come out with the Romulan battle cruiser, the Klingon, the alien battle cruiser, and we had just finished a build on that. That came out in '68. And of course, we have the Enterprise, U.S.S. Enterprise. So AMT secured the rights, and they came out with the model kit, and what made it just amazing for kids was you could light her up. The secondary hull, the deflector dish, there was a little housing behind the deflector dish housing where you could actually turn and get access to the battery compartment. And it was actually lights that would be put into where the sensor dome area is and the bridge. So that was before the long box. After the initial release, it came out in 1968, and they kind of took the box and they put it horizontal as opposed to vertical. Then we go into the long box era. Long box issues first appeared in 1968. After the long box, they had gone back to a more vertical box, but they kept the picture, that iconic, beautiful picture that we all remember from our childhood of the Enterprise. And this shows you some of the model kits that AMT produced. Again, I showed you that model kit. This one, I've shown you that one. We don't have the Mr. Spock yet. I just did the build on the Klingon battle cruiser, and I don't have the interplanetary UFO yet. That'd be an interesting project. This one is a little bit crushed up on top, but let's see. You got that iconic blueprint that's on the side of the box. Special decals included to build the entire fleet. Some of these were really cool, as it was actually molded in blue plastic. I actually did a video not that long ago where I opened up one of these and showed you guys the blue plastic. That's always fun. Okay, so this, when you're looking for the long box, this model kit came after the long box, and this model kit came before. Okay, that is out of the way. Why don't we go ahead and I'm going to show you the transition that they made to the long box. Again, this was the model kit. And let's see, I got one right here ready to go. We'll put this one behind it. What they did was they took the box, they put it horizontally, and they changed the design. Let me show you guys what they had done. You can see that absolutely beautiful picture that they ended up putting on the U.S.S. Enterprise. Gorgeous. Again, that picture is from my childhood. I just love that picture. And we've got Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise spaceship model kit from AMT. And let's see, this is 1966 Desilu Studios. That's a little misleading. That's when Desilu, that's the copyright date, but it's not for the model kit itself. This came out in 1968. I'll show you the side of the box, and if you want to tell the differences, I'm going to show them to you right now. We've got AMT, we've got First Officer Mr. Spock on the side of the box. And you can see Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise Starship model kit. We've got Captain Kirk, and we also have the black square that's all the way on the right side. If you see as seen on NBC stamped on the side of the box, you know that's the original one. So this one, as far as I'm concerned, is the most collectible one, because this one actually has the lights in the Bassard collectors, as well as the sensor dome and the bridge area. So just look for as seen on NBC, because you might get confused if you want to get something original, because even with the newest release from Polar Lights, so round 2, you may look on eBay or something and it may say classic long box, but again, it's all different on this side. If you want to see as seen on NBC TV, that's the one you want to know that it's the original release. And this is kit S951 U.S.S. Enterprise spaceship model kit. Looking at the other side of the box, you can see Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise spaceship model kit, and we have that iconic blueprint. You can see the address, AMT Corporation, 1225 East Maple Road, Troy, Michigan, 48084, cement not included with kit. You can see the Klingon cruiser from the Klingon Empire, the battle cruiser, and we've got the Enterprise. Another way to tell if it's the original, instead of having the blue box empty, it'll say featuring upper, lower dome and power units equipped with operating lights. In colorful Star Trek decal, twin power units. Total length of spaceship is 18 inches. So, operating lights. You can see this one actually has the clear Bassard collectors that light up both parts of the ship. The Bassard collectors and the top and the bottom of the saucer section. Really cool, especially for a kid. This is S951 again, and as seen on NBC. That's how you can tell this beautiful model. Gorgeous. This was the first release. Okay. After this one came out, they ended up coming with another one. Let me get that one for you. They ended up coming out with this one. This one was another, when they re-released it, this one came out after the original one in 1968. And what they did was they removed the lights. So no longer are the Bassard collectors able to be lit, and no longer are the sensor dome and the top of the bridge area to be lit. They removed all the electronics. And what they did was they altered the box. Gone is as seen on NBC. Again, if you see this and somebody says that this is a classic long box from the late 60s, early 70s, they're not lying. But you want to watch the price because you can see the box right there, the black box, as opposed to the one you might be looking for, the original. You see the difference? And there's also differences on the other side. When I showed you the featuring with the light up equipment, the re-release has nothing in the blue box. And I think round 2 might have put something in there. So if you see nothing in the blue box, yes, it is from the late 60s, early 70s, but it is not the one that has the lights or the lighting kit included. You can see, and he also changed the number. This is S951250. That's another way if you want to keep track. The first release is S951. The re-release is S951-250. Just another way for you guys to keep track of the difference between kits, especially if you're looking for, because these can get really pricey. Eventually, this one has a little bit of damage in the corner right there. I don't know if something chewed at the corner or if it just over time got worn out, but eventually I would love to open this kit and actually make it the way it was supposed to be out of the box. That'd be so much fun. But not until I get another one, obviously. This one is sealed in really good condition with the exception of the corner. And I am in no hurry to open this. Well, I am in a hurry, but I don't want to ruin it. So I'm always on the lookout of the new one at a decent price. And when I get another one, we will build this one, just as it was meant to be, made out of the box. All right, back to the re-release. You can see the side of the box. One of the differences is, again, like I told you, you can see that there is nothing in the blue box. Spaceship model kit, U.S.S. Enterprise. And actually, we can show you what was in this one real quick. Let's make sure there's room. Again, this one was the re-release. Again, there's nothing in the black box and there's nothing in the blue box. So I just want to show you really quick what is in that box. So, to start out with the, this is dating itself back to 1966 with the original release. And up through the 80s, they always had the clear green plastic for the sensor dome area and the bridge area. Another thing that they have in this kit, they've got the old base. I really like this base. What they ended up putting that new base, I think, is terrible. You know, that looks like two X's, and mine always fell off the base because I like playing with the ship. Anyway, I love these bases. Right now they got the polar lights, the dome base, but I think these are really cool. Matter of fact, we just did a build. We did the AMT Klingon alien battle cruiser, and the base was clear, and we were able to light it. So that was a really fun build. If you want, you can check that out. All right, so let's show you guys the decals. And again, these are pretty old. This is from the late 60s, early 70s. And you can see U.S.S. Enterprise, NCC 1701, cut inside of dotted line. Upper fuselage. Lower fuselage. For the nacelles, let's see, what does it say? Left power unit, right power unit. And we've got the beautiful markings that go on the side of the ship, the left side of hull, and the right side of the hull. And let's see. Cut desired decals apart and apply them one at a time. Dip in water for a few minutes to loosen the paper backing. Hold decal in position to model and slide off paper backing. Smooth out water bubbles by wiping decal gently with damp cloth. AMT Corporation. And this is S951. So, these are pretty old. And let's give you guys a peek at the instructions. Again, this isn't the one that has the electronics, but this is still S951602. Again, this is the reissue. And we've got those iconic images of the primary hull going together. You got the bridge area, you got the sensor dome, and we've got the saucer pylon, and then we have the secondary hull. Again, never get tired of these instructions. You can see putting it together. Power in step 2, assembly number 2. Again, they changed where the Bussard collectors are now solid white plastic. Nothing can be lit on the ship. And you can see the final assembly going onto that base. Among the changes that round 2 had made, let's see, we've got the Bussard collectors, and these pieces that were always connected to the Bussard collectors, now they're separate. And the Bussard collectors are more like a cap, and we put those on separately. Also, it's a different deflector dish. Gone is a little piece that goes in to keep the nacelle pylons in place. Now it just slides into a slot. And the base is different. We got the dome base from Polar Lights. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick peek of what was in that kit. And this one is still sealed. And I've done plenty of videos on this model, so I'm not going to open this up. But you can feel how nice and thick the plastic is, and the newer one is nowhere near as thick as that. This one just seemed a lot more sturdy. Again, I just wanted to show you guys, this is what I was talking about, these little pieces that are on one piece in this kit are totally separate pieces in the new release. All right, let's put some of this stuff away now. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what was in the box. All right, So that one was the other release, and again, they had gone on where you could do the start of building the entire fleet in this box. Also, they had the this release. They had the one where you could order the Star Trek AMT jacket, and that came after the release of this one. I don't have that one, and this is going to bring us to the brand new one. Let's move this one so it doesn't get damaged. This one as well. And this one is brand new from round 2 models. Check it out. Absolutely perfect. Brand spanking new. Of course, this one is totally different. I did a video on the contents of what's in here. If you want to check that out. Again, the model, the plastic isn't as thick. There are several changes that they had made to the model kit itself, and that's all explained. Again, the new number is AMT 1296/12. And you can see that gorgeous picture. And he made a little change on the back of this one, because the original ones, let's get the other ones back out here. This is the original one, and there was never anything on the back. All right, I'll do the other one as well. I like having them all out for you guys. All right, that's the re-release of that one. So looking at the back of this one, you can see we got the finished model, and you can see all the work that they had done on this. You can see what looked like grid lines, weathering, accurate water slide decals, and stickers. Now, when I showed you guys, the one that I got didn't have the stickers, just water slide decals. You can see the weathering, and that's done on their own. There's no weathering decals. Again, this is the original mold. It's 18 inches in length, and we've got the dome base as opposed to that horrible thing that looked like 2 X's that the ship would rest on and always seemed to fall over. At least mine did. I like the original one a lot better, but this is really nice. And you got another picture of the ship. Smooth upper surface on the primary hull. So that's just among the many changes they made to the model kit itself. There are no more grid lines, whereas they still show the grid lines on the box, but this is only because of nostalgia. They wanted to use the original release, which is great. It's great, but it does say smooth upper primary hull design. And again, like I had said, guys, if you see something on eBay and they say that the kit is from the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, they're really not lying. Well, they've got this. If the box is clear. The new one has smooth upper primary hull, and the original release, the one that's most collectible, says the one that features the lights. So here's a look at the 3 of them. We got the original, the re-release, and we've got the 2022 release. This one says build all the Star Trek kits from AMT, whereas the other 2 say Star Trek created by Gene Roddenberry. And the Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise spaceship model kit, that part is the same on all of the boxes, as is the classic blueprints. Of course, being different is the address, AMT Corporation in Michigan, and now it's replaced by Round 2 in South Bend, Indiana. Let's see if I can keep them all together and show you guys the box numbers. You've got the S951, the original. Then you've got the S951-250, and then you've got the AMT 1296-12. Looking at the other side again, as seen on NBC, is the original release. The re-release of this kit has the black box, and later, and the bottom one is the brand new one, and you can see it says accurate decals and stickers included. Or mine, it did not include stickers. Only water decals were included. But I just wanted to show you guys the differences in case you're looking and you want the original. Accurate decals and stickers. I showed you guys the side of the box. And on this side, where you got the blue, it says smooth upper primary hull design. And again, on the original release, it's got all the lights and the power units. On a re-release, it's got just a blue box. You can see the kit, but it's still fun. This original packaging, I just love it. You can see the water slide decal, accurate decals and stickers. I don't know if they made a mistake on the marketing or they just made a mistake with the one that I opened for you guys. It didn't have both, it just had the water slide. So this one features glue together assembly, model glue not included, smooth saucer surface, dome base with metal support rod, molded in gray with clear parts. And that's another difference. The parts are no longer in clear green, they're molded in clear styrene or plastic. Water slide decals and sticker sheet included. Illustrated instructions. And again, I didn't have the sticker sheet. These immortal words were uttered on national television on Thursday, September 6, 1966, ushered in a new era of television entertainment. Accompanied by familiar notes of the opening theme, this narration transports us in a wave of nostalgia back to the days when we could gather in front of the TV every Thursday night to witness the exploits of the intrepid crew of the Starship Enterprise. Now you can relive the thrill of future space exploration by building the classic plastic model kit of the U.S.S. Enterprise you loved in your youth. Absolutely. And again, this is in 1/650 scale and shows you round2corporation.com. You can do the StarTrek.com, and it's just fantastic. Space, the final frontier. All right, so this is the latest one, the latest re-release of the 1/650 scale U.S.S. Enterprise NCC 1701 from Star Trek, the original series. So, I like to think that I've covered this pretty much, and if you guys want to tell the differences, I hope I explained the differences to you guys enough where you don't want to overpay. If you see this one and they're charging, anyway, if it's more than $50, it's probably too much. And if they're saying that it's from the 60s, and look at the bottom, another way to tell. Pictured model shown for historic purposes and may not match the kit parts. The original ones would have the 1966 Desilu Studios in that area. So that's just another little difference that you can tell. This one, north of $100, the re-release is not a bad price. If it goes into the 200s or higher, you might want to hold off, especially if you're like me and you really on the lookout for the original one. And you know, north of 200, well north and up with the prices for this one, because these are just getting harder and harder to find, especially in the plastic wrap. But I'm always on the lookout, my friends, because I'd love to do a model build. I still plan to do a build where we're going to make it look exactly like this box. I want to recreate it, and we're going to photograph the model and then see how close we can get it to match. I'm not going to do it with the brand new one that I showed you guys because the hull is smooth and there's too many differences. We're going to use an older kit, maybe the one that I showed you that's open. Maybe we can do this. With the one that I'm going to use that I showed you guys for the build from Polar Lights, we're going to have a lot of fun with that one because I have an old model of the 25th anniversary from Star Trek. And that one has the lights and it's got these sound effects. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use the lighting kit and the sound effects for the this one, the new one. And I'm actually going to build it, because these are not going to be able to be lit. I'm going to make it the pilot issue, or the pilot version with the where these were solid and they had the antennas coming out. I'm also going to put the blinking lights on the bottom further back, because they weren't exactly in the middle. They weren't beneath the red and the green beacon. They were pushed back a little bit. You can really see that on the introduction to the series. So that's going to be a really fun build. We're going to do that. And as for this video, my friends, I wanted to show you the differences in the long box, a little bit of long box history. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until my next video, I hope you guys are hanging out, having fun, being safe, and making Star Trek models and watching Star Trek and just having fun. All right, my friends, thanks for watching as usual. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.